in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzenoso mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life who common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
Africa's finest authentic masterpiece, was founded in 2002. So basically we've done business for over 20 years in counting, and I'm very excited for how far we've come.
This project Yonna has been in the making for since 2021 actually. That's when Yonna was first brought into the whole limelight. So it's been something I'm working on for a very long time, and after all the procrastination and everything, now it's finally here.
Mobility on the bit.
Bye bye now.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Eyewitness is to be over 50 years old. He was said to have just left an eye clinic before tragedy struck. Afia TV chief correspondent Nathalie Uku has the details.
There was panic at CBN Quarters Junction on the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway when a truck collided with a man just on the verge of crossing this lane to the other. The victim, yet to be identified, appeared to eyewitnesses to be over 50 years old. He was said to have just left an eye clinic before tragedy struck. The truck, moving at high speed, had tried to stop, but as these tire tracks show, it was to no avail, leading to its crushing the victim.
The man don't cross, do you understand? The man there like this, do you understand? The man there like this, and the trailer puts hand for her. Kill him.
Actually, the thing is that this Dangote truck was on very high speed and on about one way. So this man now cross main road on the higher. I want to say on the higher, fine. All those names also number there. So I will easy. All cross shago. Puzzle neighbor. On a puzzle, I'm not always shaving by so this trailer now drive the man down.
As the crowd converged overlooking the scene, officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps arrived to evacuate the remains of the victim.
If a man born, go this young man now, this old man, I will go down papa and kobo. I am a young sobu, and on a baby treaty Anya, a bonnet treaty the Anya. Across Gokame Road, opposite here, Kiawa cross Ome Road, and off-road the trailer on a trailer on a speed. Understand? So, the trailer is speed, Abia, and Olugon so. A match break across a match, or Kozal demand it. No bulumuta liayen. So fault at the Kahokona driver. Understand? Obona demand na fuzo na ofuma. This accident akarime. All because of na uzon car drum man. All the motors na bazina the kolotalo uzalo ofuma. So ana abazia. So one imagine na ona agba ma wrong way mo na ka na abazi. So yo obona no bu na alugolu fuzo. An
eyewitness who runs a business nearby but pleaded anonymity called on the government to reduce the size of this triangular intersection. According to the eyewitness's account, the intersection extends into the road, increasing accident risks as trucks and other vehicles may drive into each other in an attempt to dodge the edges of the large intersection. The Enugu-Onitsha Expressway has become notorious for ghastly accidents. Residents are calling for swift intervention from the federal government to complete the second lane for smooth flow of traffic. The truck driver is reportedly in police custody. In Enugu, Nathalie Uku reporting for Afia TV.
And in a separate development, Abia State Governor Alex Oti has renamed the Abia State Polytechnic after Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. Oti made the declaration at the International Conference Center, Umuahia, on Thursday, when he received the body of the first elected civilian governor of Old Abia State, Ogbonnaya Onu, at the interdenominational service organized in his honor. The governor, who said the death of Onu in April this year created a social and political void that will be very difficult to fill, condoled with the people of Abia State and Ebonyi State, particularly Governor Francis Nwifuru, Onu's widow and children. He described the former minister as an accomplished statesman and trailblazer whose remarkable run in politics offered him the platform to serve as the first democratically elected governor of Abia State, Minister of the Federal Republic, former national chairman of All Nigeria People's Party (ANPP), and former presidential candidate and founding member of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). And still stories from the southeast region. Following the abduction of the parish priest of St. Teresa's Catholic Parish in Obolo community in Isialambano local government area of Imo State, residents have reacted to the rate of insecurity. Afia TV correspondent in Owerri, John Kennedy, has more details.
On Tuesday night, the community of Obolo in Imo State was shaken as gunmen adopted Reverend Father Emmanuel Azubike, the parish priest of St. Teresa Catholic Parish. The adoption, which took place in Isialambano local government area, comes on the heels of the recent bomb blast in Olu, intensifying the wave of violence that has crept the state. The escalating security concerns has left residents deeply alarmed, sparking renewed calls for government intervention. Residents reacting to this prefer to remain anonymous as fears and concerns in the state heighten.
It is very bad because this is happening due to the insecurity that is happening around the country now. The insecurity is too much for some persons to have the courage to kidnap a cleric, a reverend father. It is very bad. That shows that we need to do more. Our security operatives need to do more. The government need to do more because the order of the day is now corruption, kidnap, killings, bombings. Everything is now linked with corruption and everything. So our security operative needs to do more. That's just the most important factor.
Oh my God, this is really, really sad. Really, really sad. It's disheartening to think that a rightful-thinking human being will just decide to kidnap a reverend father, knowing fully well that this person is a servant of God. With all that is happening in these states, I think the state government need to take a drastic action on the security of this state, or else this Christmas season, nobody would decide to come home. Please, our governor, do something.
Meanwhile, the councillor of Obolo Ward, Mr. David Ajero, confirmed the kidnap of the priest to newsmen. He stated that the community had begun prayers for his unconditional release, while some persons from Obolo have already taken to their social handles to appeal for the release of the priest. Efforts to get to the state police command to react to this incident proved abortive. Residents hope that the state government provides adequate security for their safety, especially during this ember season. In Owerri, John Kennedy Wona for Afia TV.
Oh well, thank you, John Kennedy, and we'll follow up with the stories and give you updates as they unfold. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, more on News Today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Thanks for staying tuned on the Afia TV News today, reaching you live from Enugu State, Nigeria. I am Ubong Kings. Now onto the National Front, where it's reported that Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has said, contrary to insinuations that her pet project Renewed Hope initiative is receiving financial support from well-meaning individuals who are supportive of her initiative. She gave the clarification in an interview with State House correspondents after she held a meeting with the wives of the 36 state governors. Mrs. Tinubu used the opportunity to call on well-to-do women to donate towards improving the lives of the less privileged in society. She disclosed that 20 entries were received for the Every Home in a Garden competition, which was introduced by the Renewed Hope initiative, adding that after careful scrutiny, the 3 best have been selected and a winner would soon be announced in December. Meanwhile, in other news, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Benjamin Kalu, has called for a comprehensive report on the statistics of internally displaced persons, IDPs, in Nigeria and those from neighboring countries who were also displaced by natural disasters. He made the call during a courtesy call on him by the Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, Ahmed Tijani Ahmed, in Abuja. Mr. Kalu, who attributed some of the displacements to the impact of natural disasters such as flooding and erosion, mainly occasioned by climate change, said the Parliament is interested in the data of the IDPs. On his part, the Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, Ahmed Tijani Ahmed, expressed gratitude to the Deputy Speaker, pledging to make the report available to the Parliament within the given 2 weeks deadline, even as he appealed for more funding of the Commission. And still from the national scene, the Minister for Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has ordered the immediate replacement of aged equipment as part of the recommendations to stop the incessant collapse of the national grid. The minister's marching order came as the TCN reported that the national grid experienced a disturbance at approximately 11:29 a.m. on Thursday, November 7, 2024, which was caused by a sudden rise in frequency. The Special Advisor to the Minister on Strategic Communications and Media, Bolaji Tunji, in a statement, quoted the Minister saying that all members of the committee, which was submitted on Wednesday, November 6. Adelabu also directed the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, and all other relevant agencies of the Ministry to begin the immediate implementation of the recommendations of the Interagency Committee set up to address the incessant grid collapses in the power sector. Away from that to business news now. Emeka Odom, a journalist and public affairs analyst, has identified knowledge and of the existence of small-scale businesses and the will to cater to the survival of small-scale businesses as major causes of concern with reference to the huge role the informal economy plays in economic development. This was made known on the Eastern Business Report segment of the Afia Business Morning.
Why I say that they know, for instance, the government agencies know this because when they want to collect the taxes from them, they know where to meet them, and eventually they end up collecting tax from them, and so they know. That is number one. Number two, now in the banking sphere, they are aware that they exist, and it might interest you to also know that today, almost all the banks, they have their marketers who are on one-on-one, who go out on one-on-one marketing.
Streets, yes.
Yeah, so they see these people, they encourage them to please come and bank with us. But unfortunately, nothing is done in return to them because number one, these people is very obvious that they need more capital to improve their business. That is very clear. But they don't have any collateral anywhere. Not even the microfinances. Microfinance banks. Because one could argue that, well, why it may not be easy to lower the standards of the commercial banks in terms of, conditions to obtain a loan. Now, if you look at the legal frameworks establishing the microfinance houses, these are with the intention, the establishment of that, these other microfinance houses are done with the intention to cater for smaller businesses. In other words, a man who is operating a business that is on a share capital of say 50,000 naira, 25,000 should be able to walk into a microfinance bank to get a facility to improve his business. But that is not happening, and that is why I mean that. No, see, when you talk about recognition, yes, at that level, that is not happening. Nobody is recognizing, because if that man that is operating no matter how small business, what a small business, he can't walk into anywhere to obtain a loan or any facility to improve his business. The conditions they will give to him there, they either tell him, look, you need to open an account with us and save continuously for 2 or 3 months. And eventually, and for him to consistently save, that may not happen because of the harsh realities that we are facing today. Because he can only save after he must have met his challenges, his daily challenges. Feed his family, pay electricity bill, pay transport bill, pay all the necessary bills,
raw materials to produce again.
Buy raw materials to produce again. Then whatever is left, he can now go to the bank to deposit. Now, if that doesn't happen, you can't say for me that he has failed for that day. That is what the problem is. Not much is being done to help these people. And that is why when government comes and announces all these facilities, they just hear them and they dismiss them. They don't believe in them because they will tell you, just mention one person who has benefited from this.
That's an issue.
And obviously you will see.
And moving on to other news, the Nigerian government has officially implemented a significant economic policy change regarding crude oil sales and refined petroleum products, trading them in naira instead of foreign currency. This move was the focus of an interactive fact-finding meeting led by the Senate Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Mohammed Sani Musa. Key stakeholders included Minister of Finance Wale Edun, Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Mele Kyari, and CEO of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Engineer Gbenga Komolafe, gathered to assess the policy's impact on Nigeria's fiscal stability and medium-term economic strategies. Senator Musa stressed the urgent need for transparency and accountability in resource management, highlighting that trading crude oil in naira is aimed at reducing foreign exchange dependency while promoting local refinery capabilities.
Today we gather to deliberate on the pressing matters related to the sales of crude oil to domestic refineries in Nigeria, in naira, and its implication on the approved medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for 2024-2026, and what we should expect for 2025-2027. Additionally, we will examine shortfalls in NNPCL revenue remittances, focusing on key areas such as foreign and domestic excess crude accounts, the signature bonus account, NMPCL cash call account, and any outstanding unremitted revenue linked to under recoveries. This meeting underscores our commitment to transparency, accountability, and the responsible management of our national resources. I am confident that with the collaboration of the Ministry of Finance under the able leadership of the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, and other critical stakeholders present here, we will identify solutions and ensure that due process are upheld for the benefit of our economy and the Nigerian people.
The discussion also examined the wider macroeconomic reforms of the Tinubu administration, which include market-based pricing of premium motor spirit (PMS) and the deregulated foreign exchange rate. According to Edun, these reforms have opened avenues for investment, job creation, and increased productivity, forming the foundation for sustainable economic growth.
And if I may just summarize the key pillars in order to restore fiscal viability, not just to NMPC in particular, but the country as a whole. There was the twin macroeconomic reforms, bold, courageous, and effective, of having petroleum motor spirit, PMS, a market-based price, market pricing of PMS, and market pricing of foreign exchange. These two pillars of the economic reform, once in place, portend additional revenue for government, recovery of the finances of NMPC, and a basis for growing the economy, a basis for attracting investment, increasing productivity, encouraging creation of jobs. And the truth of the matter is that for long, there was, with the takeoff of the exchange rate, there was difficulty in maintaining those two key reforms. But as of October 2, we have had, and we do have, market pricing of PMS, market pricing of foreign exchange, and that is already leading to huge dividends across the economy, and particularly in terms of government revenue. And so I think we need to commend and congratulate all Nigerians on being able to stay the course of this particular reform program, which portends so well for the Nigerian economy and Nigerian people, and the benefits are already coming through.
Senator Musa also invited further insights from representatives of the NMPCL and NURPC, as well as from other government agencies, including the Office of the Accountant General, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission. The meeting entered an executive session to discuss the gathered insights and outline the next steps for implementation and monitoring these impactful policy changes. And still on business news and outside Nigeria, Africa, actually, Libya, which is home to Africa's largest oil reserves, is set to hold its first energy exploration contract tender since the 2011 civil war, as the Organization of Petroleum OPEC member aims to bring back oil majors who have been hesitant due to years of instability and production disruptions. According to the oil minister Kafila Abdul Sadiq, the government plans to offer both onshore and offshore oil blocks in a bidding round scheduled for either the end of this year or early 2025. Meanwhile, Libya's oil production has recovered to over 1.3 million barrels per day, the highest level in years, and could be boosted to an output of 1.6 million barrels per day by the end of 2025. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, more business news stories and other stories on the news. Please stay.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyna Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding determines the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do for it.
You've often wondered, what does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? You know, what's the intersections? What are the conversations we're having about our Igbo spirituality, culture? An example is people wearing red cap. You know, everybody wears red cap. Are they entitled to wear it? What does Nzenozo mean? What does Igbo spirituality mean? How have we changed as a society over the last 20, 30, 50, 100 years? Every Thursday, 6 p.m., if you want to know more on libations, as I have a conversation with different people from all walks of life whose common thread is being Igbo, or doing business with the Igbo, or living in Igbo land. What does it mean to be Igbo in today's Nigeria? Cheers. And, I need to do this. Let me pour to our ancestors.
You're welcome back to the news, and we're still looking at business news stories. And finally, let's bring you this report that the President-elect of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has proposed tariffs of 10% to 20% on foreign goods that would also impact electric vehicle makers outside the US, especially in China, where over 186,000 jobs could be lost in the European automotive industry over the next decade. The Association of the German Automotive Industry, VDA's spokesperson Simon Schulz has stated that everything must be done to ensure that the new US tariffs are not imposed, as the situation for the automotive industry in Germany is already difficult, with Volkswagen recently announcing the closure of 3 plants. Moving away from that, let's go straight to the foreign scene, where it is reported that President-elect Donald Trump has announced that his campaign co-chair Susie Wells will serve as his White House Chief of Staff come January, the first woman to ever hold that position. Wells is also known as a formidable political operative who prefers to work behind the scenes rather than on camera. She used to work for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, helping secure the governor's office for him. Meanwhile, the chief of staff role is a demanding one that involves managing the president himself, in addition to senior White House staff, and by extension, the hundreds of people who work in the West Wing. But it also involves mapping out and executing a president's policy objectives, ambitions, and legacy. And stay from the foreign scene, Russia President Vladimir Putin has congratulated Donald Trump on winning the United States election, saying Moscow was ready for dialogue with the Republican president-elect. In his first public remarks since Trump's win, Putin praised the U.S. leader's courage during an assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 14. Putin also said Trump's comments about the desire to restore relations with Russia to help end the Ukrainian crisis deserves attention at the least. Recall that during his presidential campaign in the U.S., Trump noted that he could bring peace to Ukraine within 24 hours if elected, but he has given few details on how he would seek to end the biggest land war in Europe since World War II. And finally, from the international front, Joe Biden has called for Americans to bring down the temperature as he addressed the U.S. for the first time in the aftermath of Donald Trump's sweeping election victory. Speaking in the White House Rose Garden, the U.S. president noted that for some people it is a time for victory, for others it's a time of loss, but the country chooses one or the other. The president explained that he had spoken with Mr. Trump and has ordered his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition of power. Meanwhile, Mr. Biden's speech was intended to highlight what he sees as his achievements. We'll take a break right now, and when we come back, stories from the world of sports will take center stage. Please stay.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
You're welcome back, and now moving on to the world of sports. It's reported that WAFU B champions Edo Queens has confirmed arrival in Rabat, Morocco for the start of the 2024 Champions League playoffs. The team, which departed the shore of Nigeria on Thursday morning, confirmed their arrival via social media handle. Meanwhile, Edo Queens will slug it out in Group B alongside Masar FC of Egypt, CBEFC of Ethiopia, and Mamelodi Sundown Ladies of South Africa. And still from the exciting world of sports, Israeli football fans have faced a series of attacks in the center of Amsterdam, with riot police having to intervene several times to protect them. Prime Minister Dick Schoof condemned anti-Semitic attacks, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said 2 rescue planes were being sent to Amsterdam after what Israeli military described as severe and violent incidents against Israelis. According to the report, Amsterdam's mayor and authorities revealed that despite a massive police presence, Israeli fans had been injured in several parts of the Dutch capital. Meanwhile, supporters of Israeli club Maccabi Tel Aviv had traveled to Amsterdam for a European League match against Ajax. And it's time for a special report now. Afia TV earlier reported about an urgent visit paid by officials of two major road transport unions, the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners and the National Union of Road Transport Workers to Enugu over continuous complaints of harassment of their members by illegal produce tax collectors. In this follow-up report, Afia TV Chief Correspondent Nathalie Uku paid a fact-finding visit to uncover the true impact of the unchecked activities of these unauthorized revenue collectors on traders, dealers, and transporters. The report.
Perishable goods dealers at the Akwata Perishables Market for Okunano in Gariki, Enugu South local government area, have decried the severe impact of the activities of illegal produce tax collectors from Opi-Nsukka to Enugu City on their businesses, profits, and customers who have to pay for losses suffered and accrued costs of supply. The vice chairman of the market, Mr. Chijoke Wobodo, popularly known as CNN, spoke on efforts being made in collaboration with the Enugu State Police Command to stem the tide.
We are having big problem with the people from that Opi, Igogo, Nikotaba, and we are trying our best to see that the problem will stop. Both my chairman, Enugu State Government, Commissioner for Police, Enugu South local governments. We are in the process now to see that the whole program will stop. They are calling themselves produce from Opi down to Ababa. Every day complain. When you see their motor, sometimes they will break the windscreen and the side mirrors. Sometimes they will come here with injury. So we are on the process, Enugu State, we are on the process to see either we arrest them or to stop the matter.
The secretary of the task force of the market emphasized the unreasonable behavior of these self-acclaimed revenue collectors who maintain that they were kept there by the government, adding that they refuse to issue receipts and charge varied amounts.
It is assumed that they operate from compound. You won't pass a pole without meeting a checking point of some group of boys that are unidentified. They are not known to be revenue collectors. They are not specifically known as produce collectors, or they have no identity that you can say that these are who they are or who they are working for or the people that sent them. And the way they operate is beyond what we can imagine that anybody that is reasonable can act in such manners. When they catch these drivers, according to the report we got from the NATO chairman that came, he said that sometimes when they stop those drivers, they will demand good amount of money from them. Some they will say 3,000, some they will say 2,000. When the drivers will demand for a paper or a receipt to back them, when they will be doing the accountability of how their journey was to whosoever that gave them motor, they will say that it doesn't issue receipt, it doesn't issue anything, there is no document that is backing them, that it is government that kept them there, that they should not be questioned. On the process, somehow there are some drivers that you cannot maneuver or maybe tell whatever you like and they will do it with you. Some of the drivers will now say, no, we really need to get where you are coming from. On the long run, they will have issues, they will have arguments. Some will resort fighting. They might even break their windscreen, break their side mirrors, break their navigators. They will even fight them to the extent that one of the drivers complained that they collected his phone, they collected all the money that he was holding on his pocket, and they beat him up.
The task force chairman explained that these revenue collectors also claim to be haulers and urged the government to take action on the matter.
So I get complaint for government who have cried, and the government have tried for us all too much. Both CP in Enugu State, CP Command, they have tried for us. and the Enugu State, Enugu East local government, they have tried, and the DPO Enugu East, that is about Baniki Road, have tried for us. So also we appreciate our leaders and all our executives in the market. We appreciate concerning revenue people in the Enugu State, where they are calling haulers, where they are beating our drivers every day by day. So that's why government come put hands into the matter. We cry too much. So the government will not call people in the meeting to take action about the thing. And also Commissioner of Police is there on process for the matter.
The traders were not left out of this fact-finding visit. They all weighed in on the pain of receiving damaged goods from injured drivers and in the end making little to no sales on days because customers cannot afford the hike in prices of their products.
They used to damage the goods. The last experience I had with them, they delayed the vehicle, knowing fully well that what the drivers are carrying are perishable goods. Before I could transfer with the amount they are calling, which is not even the amount that they were supposed to pay. After delaying them and all that, before the goods could come here, crossing the hold-ups on the way, the thing hit, everything got damaged.
Last year, we used to sell these metals 15,000, 10,000, 15, highest 15,000. They're due to the cost of transportation. We are selling it 50, 60. Last year, we used to pay like J5, 200,000. But now we are paying 800,000, 700,000. It affects us too much. Okay, look at what is happening. Nobody is pricing because of the cost.
At this section, these traders were heard sneezing as a result of the lingering smell of pepper in the air. Afia TV could not help but feel concerned about the well-being of the sellers, who shared how they keep the conditions manageable.
At times we sprinkle water, but when it is in this dry season, early summertime, the pepper rises up when it falls from dust. If dust is rising up, the pepper is being slimmed by people. That is, and it affects lungs. So at times we sprinkle water on the way to reduce the density of the pepper.
They carry my load. Last time they carry 6 loads inside my load. Then beat the driver. All the driver where they carry load from Plateau, Medugri, Gombe, Bauchi. All those people with J5 people with this warmer bus. They don't agree carry our load here. See our market they empty. When they see everywhere they dry.
I will stay for very cheap above banana. Most of my drivers they complain. When they are afraid, they are whiskey, they are grass. They act like armed robbers sometimes. So they are too much. They are spending money and sometimes even at what they are saying before. Because they are spending too much. Or if they are to put money for motor 250, they go send at 400 because of those expenses. So it is stopping our drivers on the road.
Based on the produce people, the thing where they do for always the drivers where they come, they carry our fresher book come here, we get problem too much. Some driver where they carry goods come for ease and they carry steel, they knock in motor, they carry problem, then they do all those things. Because of all these things where happen, price increase where.
The drivers who can be seen offloading their goods also recounted harrowing experiences as evident in these broken windscreens, side mirrors, vehicle lights and door handles. They say that they are charged arbitrary sums ranging from 3,000 naira to 15,000 naira by these illegal collectors.
About people, you beat motor well. You beat driver well, myself. Maybe only motor and conductor. You collect the money like fight. You carry big stick, beat motor. Government, commode that people for road. Government make a help us. Please, I beg. Cause ask them, plenty ask them for road.
One of the drivers who had just returned with some items showed injuries sustained from his commute shortly before our arrival.
They are calling for an urgent government response to this plight. In Enugu, Nathalie Uku reporting for Afia TV.
Thank you, Nathalie. We will follow up with those stories and keep you in the loop as it unfolds. To end the news, here's a recap of our major stories. We brought you a report that Governor Mba has charged contractors on speedy completion of projects. And in Abuja, Minister for Power has ordered the immediate replacement of aged equipment. And in business news today, we told you the federal government has officially implemented the economic policy on crude oil sales and refined petroleum products in Naira. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Trump has announced C.C. Wiles as his White House Chief of Staff. Thank you profusely for staying with us on the news today. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Afia TV Official. I am Ubong Kings. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
Assalamu alaikum jama'a, sunana mai martaba sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo. Ina kallon Afia TV kuma ina jaddada ma jama'an mu su dinga kallon Afia TV. Allah ya taimake su a aikin da suke na kyau. Inda ba yake ne mu no afambo His Royal Highness Sarki Abubakar Yusuf Sambo an ma watch Afia TV na kwado kwandibu. Inda ba ni ne ka hana watch Afia TV. Afia TV na mofina dalono.
Time check is 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m.
Oboye makozi ni fogabu. Oboye makozi yo. Owo ye weriki ma ye. Aye jebelo, aye galawalo, aye jebelo. Owo ye weriki ma ye. Aye jebelo, aye galawalo, aye jebelo. Owo ye weriki ma ye.
Nsukka nke ndị Igbo n'obi ọma Chineke chekwa anyị ma ọ bụrụ n'obi ọkụ nọ na ahụike ka anyị ga-akpọ gị iwepụrụ anyị ajọ ọrịa ndị ikolobịa nọ na-agba n'etiti anyị ha mụọ nwaanyị ha mụọ ụmụ gbaa ụba wee ego dị n'ime ndị ochie si anyị n'ụzọ akwụkwọ anyị na-aga anyị ga-agasi agaghị mara akwụkwọ chewa anyị na ọrụ anyị rụrụ adịghị izi ihe ndị anyị ka anyị ga-agasi n'etu Chineke ya chewa anyị na Jizọs Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
Before we continue with our program for this evening, which is the panel discussion, we'd like to take a brief minute for an intermission, just for some light refreshments. And while that's ongoing, I'd like to call Oma, another member of the Nzuko team, to come up and ask a few questions to the crowd and share a few prizes as well.
What popular nickname does Ojukwu go by? Sorry, if you know the answer, just raise up your hand.
His popular nickname is Ikemba.
That's very correct. A t-shirt. This is sponsored by Hero, the t-shirt. Which eastern part is known as the Coast City State?
Enugu State.
That's very correct, please. Which Igbo politician was a former Nigerian vice president?
Alex Ekweme.
Correct. What name did the Igbos go by during the Biafran War?
They went by Biafrans. Biafrans.
Correct. The Biafran War lasted for how many years?
3 years.
Which eastern state is known as the Eastern Heartland?
Imo State.
Correct. What is the name of the Igbo god of thunder?
Amadioha.
Correct. Which is one of the most common festivals in Igbo land?
New Yam Festival.
Correct.
All right, we're about to get started with the second segment of this event, which will be the panel discussion, which will be centered around the future of Igbo language cinema. So I will be handing the mic to another beloved member of our team, Tochukwu Eze, who will be moderating this discussion. Please stick around. We have some interesting panelists for you all.
Hi, everyone. Good evening once again. Right, so now we're going right into the next segment, as you rightly said, the panel session. And I will bring on the panelists. We've put together a mix of really professionals that we would enjoy listening to, and I promise it's going to be a very insightful session. So without wasting much time, I will first invite Dika Ofoma. Dika Ofoma is, I don't think there's any other introduction that's needed. We've just seen A Quiet Monday, and he's the brain behind A Quiet Monday. And can we give a round of applause as he makes his way here? Career in the media industry, currently the CEO of Afia TV and formerly the Director General of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. He has served in various roles across media, technology and entertainment, as well as in regulatory policy management. I actually felt the applause was going to keep going till he was here. All right, thank you. Thank you. And then I'll be inviting Uzamaka and Uzomaka is a Nigerian actor, writer, and filmmaker known for her authentic portrayals and storytelling depth. In 2013, she was selected as the Berlinale talent and participated in the Berlin International Film Festival Acting Studio. Her short film, Love Language, which she wrote and directed, won the jury prize at Nollywood Week Film Festival the same year and received an AMVCA nomination for Best Short Film. Please, a round of applause as she joins us. Uzomaka and Yuno. All right, and coming up next is Uzomaka Onoha. She has appeared in several film, television, and theater productions. She portrayed the titular character in the first Showmax original limited series in Nigeria, Diche, which was nominated in several categories at the AMVCA 2013, as well as other release film projects. Uzomaka Onoha studied theater and film studies in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Please make your way here, Uzomaka Onoha. Thank you. And also we have Immaculata Abba, an artist and researcher running Studio Stars, a project space for editorial and design projects on well-being, social justice, and healing connections with ourselves, our histories, our communities, and the environment. Please, a round of applause as she makes her way here. Thank you. Thank you. And finally, to add to this amazing people, we have Cyril Chikwelu Odenibu, a media enthusiast, instructor, filmmaker, brand consultant, and strategist, the founder and CEO of Magnus Film Academy and Magnus Media Nigeria Limited. Please make your way here. If you're here, please, a round of applause. I'll start with you, Ugo. Right. So, I mean, we just saw your film Swimming in a Sea of Trauma, and I'm sure everyone would agree that it was a moving, if not anything else, it was really moving to see the way that the film played out, and it left everyone with a feeling, and I guess that's really what art and films should do. Now, the question is, how do you balance traditional Igbo storytelling elements with modern cinematic techniques to create films that resonate with contemporary audiences?
That's an interesting question. I think for that particular question, the thing I always go back to is doing adequate research and really understanding what you're trying to do, and understanding that even though you're from the Igbo, you're like of Igbo heritage, you're like detached from like that, the old world, the old belief system, and like you really need to understand what you're getting into before you actually try and put anything on paper, and really try and get to a point where you can not ridicule or like make a farce of what you're trying to talk about. So I feel like it has to be almost self-reflexive, you know. So yeah, that's how I try to go about it. So.
Yeah, please, can we appreciate him for what he has just shared? Now, to you, Dika Forma, in what ways can Igbo language films address and reflect current social issues within the Igbo community and beyond? And I think, just to mention, I think we from the film we just saw, we can already understand why it's important that our films told in our language should reflect what is happening, our realities at each point. So please expand on that.
I think one of the things we do with film is to preserve legacy, and so you know, we keep hearing about how, you know, in a few years Igbo language will go extinct, and how there will be fewer speakers of Igbo language. And I think one of the ways to influence people is through media, through films, through books. And you know, when people, you know, see the actors that they look up to, see the films that they enjoy made in the language of, you know, of their parents, of their grandparents, I think that's important. That's what the importance of. So it's about
preservation and also, about keeping the legacy.
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you. Thank you. Can we appreciate him for that? All right. Now to you, Sir Emeka Mba. Now, this question is really important because, well, I guess when I ask the question, you would know why. How financially viable is it to produce films in the Igbo language, and what steps can be taken to increase the profitability of Igbo language cinema in the future?
I think the short answer is that if you make a good movie, if you make a movie that's relevant, that touches the audience in a way, in a strong way, it will be rewarded. I think the challenge has always been that a lot of the filmmakers treat movies in Igbo language as almost like a stepchild, like something that they're not serious about. They're not serious about it. I think that they're serious about it and they make something that's relevant. I mean, we just saw 2 incredible short films here. Dicker's movie, and the acting, everything was even more poignant because it was done in a language which everyone here could relate to. And it wasn't just in the listening. It wasn't just in the what you saw on screen. You do your research well. You take your time to do something good. I think it will be rewarding. The challenge has always been, as I said, people just sort of think that it's not rewarding, almost from a point of self-defeat. From ab initio, even before you started, you're like, this is not going to sell, this is not going to work, so let me not even bother. And that's a tragedy of Igbo language cinema. But I think that we come from a place of our heritage in storytelling is so strong. It's always pushing us to tell stories. I'm very confident that the money will follow good stories. Always. The money will follow good stories. And that's just my point.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. What unique challenges do you face when performing in Igbo language films to deliver authentic and engaging performances?
Hi everyone, good evening. I think when it comes to performing in Igbo language, I just work a lot. I converse with my mom a lot because I think she's like my core bone when it comes to speaking Igbo language also. And then performing in a sea full of trauma, I worked with the director. Now the director is from Delta State, I'm from Imo State, and my co-actor is from Imo State. And when I got the script at first, it was written in English. And then when I got off the phone with him, because I really wanted to see, I always try to understand my directors and their POV. I wanted to understand, where they are coming from, what their language is like, and when it comes to storytelling and the story they're about to tell. And Ugo, he's not a first-time film director anymore, but this was like his first project in 2022. I spoke to my mom, and it was just like an assignment. So we sat down, we started transcribing like everything. The 3-page, we did it in Igbo, everything. And I think I would say it was a challenge, but it was beautiful to do. And even performing in Igbo language too on the set. This wasn't a project that we had so much time to prep for. And every one of us were all learning on the job. It was packed with enthusiastic filmmakers that just wanted to do language film in Igbo language for the first time in our lives. So I would say while it was a challenge, it was so beautiful to be a part of it. I just want to say kudos to you, Ugo, kudos. And on, and funny enough, the film has taken us places. Like we went I was like there for the first time, and just having, and then the films that were screening at the festival, they were all in, everyone had their own language. Like every film you would see, like when, I don't think we even saw any English speaking film, right? And they were also weird looking in their own way, like, so you just feel like you're one of the pack. Like, oh yes, my people, we're here, right? And we're telling a story, and we're telling our story in our own way. So it was so beautiful to watch. And I got to, see Swimming in the Sea of Trauma, like, and then I'm like, yeah, like, pat ourselves on the back. We really did something for the first time. Like, so yeah, kudos to us.
Given that Igbo language is multi-dialectal, how challenging is it to collaborate with other actors to deliver your roles effectively? And what strategies can be employed to address these dialectal differences and ensure a cohesive performance?
We're all Igbo to begin with. Yes, we have different dialects, but at the core of it, I think that we understand each other on a basic level. Everyone here is Igbo, but we watched A Quiet Monday and everyone understood what was going on. And if we decide to have conversations in Igbo right now, everyone will understand everyone, right? So, but when we were filming, Dika wanted Anambra Igbo, yes, and I'm Anambra. I think my, well, not boyfriend, Callistus, didn't know Anambra Igbo. He's from Enugu, yes. So when we were working, we would just like talk about it and correct each other. So like when he says something that's not Anambra, I'd say, no, and then he'd pick up on that. But it's not that much of a challenge unless you're speaking Imi Umumoji, for instance, like, you know, my own dialect in Umumoji. I don't know how to speak it, but it's very intense. So, for instance, in Umumoji, they say donyo to mean nodoana, right? So, not everybody can understand donyo. So, when it comes, if it's that serious, then maybe we need a year to learn the dialect that we're going to act in. But when it's Anambra Igbo, when it's Central Igbo, even if it was Enugu, I think I would have done okay doing the Enugu dialect with somebody to correct me every now and then. But on a basic level, I think that it's not that much of a challenge in terms of doing dialects and in terms of having one tone. So it's not something that we panic about. If we're able to get everyone to be on the same page in terms of dialect and speak the exact same way, then marvelous. But if not, it's not a deal breaker. It's Igbo. Everyone will understand it. We'll be all right.
Yeah, we will be all right. That's the thing to take away. All right. Right. So the next question goes to Immaculata. Why is cultural representation in cinema important? And can you highlight the significance of telling our stories in our own language and how it impacts both the local and global perception of Igbo culture?
Thank you for the question and also for watching my film. I guess art in general has different functions that it can serve. But one of them is definitely to represent who you are. To say, okay, this is who I am, these are my needs, these are my desires, this is where I come from, this is the vision I have of the world. And we cannot underestimate the utility of that. Like, yes, it's going to be pretty to be able to see yourself, like the way you look at yourself in the mirror. But there's something very valuable to the world and to yourself about being able to bring yourself out as something distinct, something separate, something that has unique value to the world. And something also that you, your children, yourself in the future can look to and say, at this point in time, this was what was. This was how we did things. This is how we understood life. Language is not just about Igbo and Yoruba. Just in the same way, culture is not just about Igbo and Yoruba. Language is also the pidgin we speak. Language is also the mannerisms in which we behave. It is how we show up in spaces. I think it speaks to the same thing about representation. You have to be who you are in order to belong. You have to be who you are in order to connect. There is no way, just like Uzamaka Onoha was saying about being in Rotterdam and being there with all these other people speaking all their other languages. I'm feeling like, oh my God, like I can be here too. And all these people, like, and it's not even a thing of I can be weird to it. No, this is just who I am and I have a place in this world. And my language is how I'm able to show up in this world. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Cyril Odenibo, now as a leader involved in making making subsequent generations of filmmakers, what specific steps are you taking to contribute to the future of Igbo cinema.
Thank you very much. I would want to say it's an honor to be part of this and also to appreciate the organizers of this event. It's for me, it's laudable. So to answer your question, I've been in the field of grooming aspirant filmmakers for years, and I've been a filmmaker for over 24 years. All right, so I understand that there's a need to be original. Okay, when I did a movie called Break the Blade, I was trying to tell a story about female genital mutilation, right? Some people accept it, some don't. But the point I'm trying to say is that the way we have used to over time is speaking to those filmmakers that are coming to appreciate their language, to appreciate themselves. Some people will come with different scripts and say they want to tell stories about how somebody had to fly from aeroplane and all of those, very technical stories. But I tell them, no. You have to be original. Tell your story. That is what makes you different. That's what sells you. Because you can't be another person. You can't be American when you are an African. Do you understand? So for me, we are doing it, and I kind of understand that it is a wonderful thing that this premiering in Igbo is a thing to start with. So that's the thing. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we appreciate him for that? I think that the general or saying that goes, if you don't tell your story, someone else will tell it for you. I mentioned earlier that we would open the floor to questions. Can I have someone help with the mic? We hope to take at most two, 3 questions.
Okay, ndewo ndebe anyị. Afam bụ John Abweze, and my question pertains to telling the Igbo story. When it comes to art, most cultures use art as a way to educate their people about their past. Example, in Hollywood, you can get an idea of what happened in England by just back in the day by just watching movies like The Tudor. So Yenna Jobo, do you think filmmaking and storytelling has a role to play in actually telling the real Igbo story, just the same way Center for Memories is trying to tell our real history in the real sense of it?
John, thank you for your question. I think it just goes back to what filmmaking represented for us here. I'm trying to be careful, but to speak more honestly, Nollywood did not exactly start as an artistic endeavor, and so with cultures where you would have, just like a passionate, just like reconstruction of history with films. It's with cultures who filmmaking for them was more of an artistic ambition. Senegalese have mastered that. Nollywood started, with the living in bondage story. Back to it, and it was about and the films that living in bondage inspired. It was more a commercial endeavor. And that is why Nollywood is not like that. But can it be like that? Yes. Film, like any art form, should function as a way to preserve history, to preserve culture. And we are hoping that with the next generation of Nollywood Nigerian filmmakers would be able to achieve. I think now that we've seen that you can do both. You can pay attention to the artistic side and also care to make your money back. And we're hoping that in the future, filmmakers like Uzamaka, like myself, and other Igbo filmmakers and Nigerian filmmakers will be able to achieve that with their films.
I just wanted to add that filmmaking is a way of bearing witness to what's going on around us. It's you are talking about the times, right? So the times that you're living in, you're experiencing things and you're telling stories about it. And you mentioned Tudor, I think, but there is a Quiet Monday as well, telling the story about sit at home, and it's a thing, it's happening, it's real. People are experiencing it, and Dick Alfoma has decided to tell a story about it because he's done a short film. Hopefully, the next one will be about something again that's happened in Igbo land, and it's, it keeps happening. But right now, it is happening, and we're here for it.
My name is Wilson Uche. Because I have strong interest in promoting culture, I am very particular about some of the films, and especially what we are doing today. When we want to tell our story, how much of research do we do to ensure that we don't distort our cultural sense in communicating, telling our story?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I just want to quickly react to it. I hear the argument for cultural authenticity, with depicting, if we're reconstructing history or telling stories from the past, depicting how people in the past dressed, how the houses were built, and all of that. But I also want to make a case for artistic liberty, that filmmakers can be allowed to to be creative and to imagine what's different from what is real and what is reality. Except except they're setting it, and they are being specific. Except it's a biopic.
I really like that you mentioned, representation matters a lot. Like how we are represented as a people, it matters a lot. But I would also say that there are so many forms of storytelling in film, but there is one medium of telling that story when it comes to film, which is film, right? And we've seen A Quiet Monday, and we've seen Swimming in the Sea of Trauma. If we give A Quiet Monday to another director, I keep saying this, like every director has, we all speak one language, but it's just like we're all Igbos and we have different dialects, right? Same thing with filmmaking and filmmakers. Every director has their own approach to a film, how they will approach a film and how they will put it out there. So it all comes to the language of the filmmaker, the language of the director, the language of the storytelling. So it's all about the medium, right? So representation, while representation matters, it also matters in the context of who is making the film and the kind of story they're trying to tell. And like Dika said, is it a biopic? What are we trying to say with this film that we are making? So those are consequentially one of the things, or the little things that matter in storytelling.
This is a perfect opportunity to say, please support archives, support libraries, support documentary projects. There are libraries like the Creator Library in Enugu. There's a Ekiri Foundation that is doing lots of documentary projects. Nigeria actually has archives. Some of them are not very functional. But for example, when it comes to film, the National Archives of Sound, Visual, they have a lot of resources. They're trying, like, it's very mechanical. They have one scanner. There's this one scanner. Like only 4 countries in Africa have scanners to scan old celluloid films. But this is the states that we're in. But if we support these things, either by showing that we need them and that it's necessary, we can get more funding from government and from other institutions and other bodies. We can also support with our money. That way, these images of what are these chiefs meant, like what did they wear? What did they actually look like? What was their costume like? What were their mannerisms like? It's only through these images and films that we can actually really see them, and we can support these things.
Yeah, I think I can relate to what you mean when you talk about like the research part of it should be accurate and you should really get it to the T. But I also feel like for people that are making films or art or whatever, like I think like the essence of the thing is what they are trying to get through. Like most of the time there are some things outside the research that are like you can't really, like the metaphysical aspects of it. Let's say they describe like the spirit world or like the underworld, like you don't know what that looks like. There's no photographic evidence of that, so you have to have the liberty to create that and to think about how to create that. And I think even back to what the other guy said about like historical like films and why don't we see like our history put on film and things like I feel like, yeah, it's easier said than done, because like you could say, okay, I'll make a film about in real and put like this old world on screen, but like it's still not authentic. It's still just a stylized version of what you're doing because you don't know how those people thought, and then you now make it in like a Western form, like in Western story structure. You're not even making it in like in the way like maybe like the oral tradition or the way Igbos told stories. So like it's kind of like not pointless, but it's kind of like I think we need to do more work until we get to that point where we can have our own narrative logic, and we can, when we make a film that's like a historical Igbo film, like it's so embedded in that culture that you can't you can't say, oh, this is like when the outside world, like the Western world encounters, they'll be like, this is so strange. And I film stories in general, I always think of history, culture, and aesthetics. So I think we need to get to that place.
Actually, this opportunity where now you're not here. What if I about collaboration? You know, because you may not have the kind of equipment I have. You can again when the creative ingenuity any other person may have. But please, actually, Kandibo, where that spirit of collaboration, because I'm going to open it Jegumba, refund the Dikis Weja America Dikis Igbo. Iga mana, what if they can partnership? Bundibo, Chokai Deka, some, I don't want to mention Yoruba, another one, but Yorubas, I'm Lagos for years. Yorubas na abu, Ibia Soroha, Kowari fi Chorime, or don't I want to do this. I say, I say, come on. I don't want to start going deeper, but I guess you understand what I mean. Please, pardon me, I'm here with Oyibo, so I can hit the nail, the otago, so that we don't have to bother so much. Because I encourage everybody, only idea in don't feel na madaga narogia. Do you understand? Because onye so onye feel when kedi nwero. Find a way aginia chikorotaro te se nwedi na nwunye. Because nwoke aman no so sia oni di nwa or self the joy father. Without even so because this opportunity I now but onwe after now you eche if you basari fibo. Or if you make it to put a salad, by your great, your ingenuity, whatever you have, then you look at the way in your gaka where may interpret. Upon in a told John, now that content wake if funari biko or they funari, they say me up in a day manner and then with terms and agreements. You got into papers, don't go by phone calls alone. So that you know you understanding what you are trying to do. Open if all like it, he will go by any mere fully. By so doing, if only find a kunanyo come all these ideas, or that easy. Funds are that easy. Even if you just after all, the government will help you. Well, government is special I like the way the Americans say, think of what you do for and not what America would do for you. So my belief is that Osita Demma or the Barabo, thank you very much. So it doesn't, everything is fine. It's fine. Thank you very much.
Let me take advantage of old age and gray beard. And let me say this though, because I think there's a lot of young people here who are interested in making films and telling stories. As the two movies we saw today is testament that you don't need the magic of Hollywood. You don't need some big thing. And you can tell your stories with a camera like this, your phone, and I'm glad you mentioned Ibafa Kunle Afalayan, who's a great young friend of mine, great guy. And the way these guys make movies is true, and I like the point you mentioned, which is collaboration. Ayatu Nojo, tell your stories. You can tell it with, and every story that is you want to tell in a genuine way becomes authentic. You know, just stepping into this hall, you can tell the story. You can make a movie of this evening, of if Mr. Emekamba no Mara Sibo Fuma Obiakweva na Akoali or Mara Sibo and Nanas, and you know, you can use me. You can tell that story. You know, it's a story. It's an authentic story. You don't have to wait to get ₦1 million. You can collaborate and tell your stories. That's the most important thing. And I believe that the way the 2 movies we saw today again is a testament of that. It was done in Igbo. Yes, we saw the subtitling in English, but this is a beautiful thing about. If we think of Nollywood, I just want to end on this note. If we think of Nollywood and the most iconic characters of Nollywood and what they represent, Peter Doche, Chiwetel, Nkemowo, Patience Ozokwo. If you think of this KOK, if you think of these people, the most striking thing about them has been their strength, their authenticity using Igbo. Even if you studied masters in filmmaking, if you've never made a movie, you're not a filmmaker. So even if it's 1 2-minute film, 1 30-second film, then you're well on your way to making great things. So please, that's just my own. And then of course, while we're all here, do it in Igbo. Tell your stories about what's going on in Igbo land today, you know, and then let's take it from there. Bikonu.
Thank you so much, sir. And that's a great way to end this conversation. We all have at least one film in us, and I guess now we can say each and every one of us, we have at least one Igbo film in us. So let's start creating and distributing. So thanks a lot to the amazing panelists that we've had that have shared their thoughts and knowledge with us today. Can we give them a warm round of applause as they...
It's an evening of Igbo music and films and conversations, because we are looking at the possibility of infusing Igbo language in the cinema, right? And for that to happen, it has to come with a lot of conversations. And good enough, we're working in collaboration with Nzuko Brand, who are very, very optimistic about the potential of Igbo language in the cinemas. And together we feel that we can bring in the industry experts and we can have a conversation that will spell growth, that will spiral a lot of change within the Igbo society, promotion of our culture, promotion of our language, promotion of everything that makes us who we are. And for every society that has grown to this level of consciousness, you could see how they promote their own culture, through the films, through the cinema, through the movies. And if we can be able to do that, Alibo would benefit a lot from it.
So we came today for the breaking of Igbo language barrier in cinema. So I feel very fulfilled. I feel like this is something that we need to be doing every time in this Igbo land. Do you understand? So that we own our heritage and understand that yes, we are Igbos and we cannot lose our name, because people are trying to lose their name and trying to form British accents. Own it, girl. So I'm very fulfilled I came for this. We are the Nzuko Brand, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm proud and happy to be part of it. Thank you.
I'm really excited about the direction of filmmaking in Nigeria in general, not just in Igbo culture. I think we need to try to not think in these segregated zones, but to think more about what we can do for Nigerian culture and African culture in general, and also to see our place within world history. I'm really excited about the surrealistic, metaphysical elements in the first film, Swimming in the Sea of Trauma, because I think there's a lot of work to be done in recovering from our history so we can move forward to a more peaceful, more harmonious society.
I am quite ezigbo ihe efu ndị Igbo na-anachi azụ n'ihe anyị ma ịghọtago tu ka anyị jiri aka anyị gwa onwe anyị na-ekwe ka akụkọ anyị dị ka ọ ghara ịbụ ndị ọzọ na-akọrọ anyị akụkọ. So ihe metata dị m nnọọ, obi juru m afọ. I'm really, really happy about the whole thing. I encourage all the filmmakers and Center for Memories to continue doing things like this. Igbos need this.
I'm happy it's the first screening in Enugu, and so I'm happy that finally it has happened, and I'm thankful to Igbo History, Nzuko Brand, and Hero Lagabie for making it possible.
The filmmakers were able to talk about their process and everything, and hopefully we'll see more and more Igbo films coming in the future, more and more, Igbo language content in general. So keep searching for them, keep watching them. When you hear about people making these types of things and maybe just putting them on YouTube or even just sharing them with friends, make sure you go and you watch and you critique it, you say what you like so that more and more of that content can be made. That's how promotion works. We have to be watching it and engaging with it for it to continue growing.
I'm happy with the organization, how everything went. Speaking from the perspective of Bunzuko Brand, of course, I think everything went better than we thought. We're happy that we're able to keep to time, have our wonderful panelists come as well and just share their insights with us, which has just been wonderful. It's also been amazing to watch the Igbo films and see what young Igbo creatives are doing in this day and age. Obviously it just goes to show that Igbo have come, we've seen, and we continue to conquer.
I think in Igbo language, and so when I act in Igbo language, I am my best self. I'm able to emote, in the best way that I possibly can, and I feel more authentic. So I'm happy to have done it, especially with my favorite collaborator, Dika Ofoma. And just being here in the midst of other Igbo people, watching this film, appreciating this craft, communicating, asking questions, understanding how best we can uplift the Igbo language in general cinema is just the best feeling ever. I'm very happy to be here. I enjoy Epic. I think the best work that I've done so far in my career, one of them would be the Rihanna. And it was an epic story. I absolutely loved it. I was very authentic in it. I was my best self. It was beautiful. It was amazing. So to the young actors who are about to delve into it, I think go all in. Give it your best shot. I need it na Igbo. I subi Igbo. Umu ya subi Igbo. Umu nna ya subi Igbo. Onye ọbụla subi Igbo, then Igbo abulu the norm. So ọ dị mkpa na isuba Igbo. I bido go do subi asuba. Then the rest is history.
Celebrating lifestyle and culture is one thing Ndi Igbo are well known for. Today, we take you through the sights and sounds of the Enugu Coal Camp Biennial Festival and Carnival, which brings Ndi Coal Camp, Ndi Enugu, and Ndi Igbo at large together. The 10-year-old carnival was pioneered by His Royal Highness, late Igwe Moses Nnamdi. Interestingly, the festival is also said to have been inspired by the cultural diversity of the inhabitants of Coal Camp.
Sideni Kigeke Yeremo, Boyana Nochite, Igwe, Enuguava, one of the Autonomous Community, Good Christopher, Olivu, Ezra is second, Enuguava, one of the Autonomous Community, Sirikanga Baniru, Wegoji, I don't know again, he came, come on, no, he came. Yes, Kanja Goya Moji. I go. N'usoro esi aga ọjị anyị na-asị Chukwu okike ọbịọma onye ọ dị n'ugwu ime ihe niile onye na-agọzi mmadụ onye ọbịa bụ enwere ike ime ihe niile a na-eme n'ụwa anyị na-asị ya dịka ọ na-agọzi ụmụ Kap na-ebunye anyị elu na-emere anyị ezigbo ife dị iche iche anyị na-asị ya ka ọ bịara ụmụ Kap mma n'aha Jizọs. Ihe anyị na-ahịa bụ ogologo ndụ na-arụ isi ike ife akwakwụ na ife nwenwe mkpụrụ nke afọ nwoke na nwanyị anyị na-ahịa ndị ka na-anụbere nwanyị ka ha nụọ nwanyị ndị ka na-anụbere di ka ha nụọ di n'aha Jizọs. Ụmụ anyị ga na-enweta ọrụ ụmụ anyị ga na-eje obodo oyibo ndị na-enye WAEC ga na-apas ndị nọ n'ụlọ ọgwụ a ga-agwọ ha ndị na-enye ihe mkpa ihe ọbụla bụ ihe echi anyị na-ayọ Chukwu okike ọbịa ka o merie ya ndị Enugu Ọba one autonomous community merie Enugu steeti merie ya Nigeria in general.
This 2024 edition had guests such as the Commissioner of Culture and Tourism, Honorable Dame Ugochi Madueke, who had a good time celebrating with Ndiko Camp and thoroughly enjoyed herself.
I am here today to celebrate with Ndiko Camp. This is a big festival going on here. This is showcasing of our culture, our cultural heritage. That is what we are doing here today. As you can see, we have so many masquerades, cultural troops, name it, all the youths in Co-Camp, those who are born and bred in Co-Camp, even those abroad, they all came back here today just to celebrate this event. We encourage every other community to come together and emulate what Co-Camp is doing today. We expect to do this in every other community in Enugu Metropolis.
The former Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Honorable Dr. Chinedu Nwamba, also expressed his delight with what he experienced at the festival.
I feel so happy and elated. As you can see, I came here with my children for them to witness our culture, how our people were living when we were growing up. You know, I'm so happy coming to see this caliber of people. This event is well organized and the crowd is too much. I'm so happy.
The President, Co-Camp Welfare Association, who is also the Chairman Organizing Committee of Co-Camp Festival, Comrade Emmanuel Umadi Chidozie, spoke about the significance of the event.
Co-Camp is a diverse community where we have Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas living within and among themselves here in Co-Camp. And that gives us the inspiration, if I may say, to be in to do this carnival so that we know the way Hausa people do their own culture and the Yoruba people how they practice their own culture too. And then as well, we also understand the way we do our own culture, the way we practice our own culture. You can see it yourself, masquerades everywhere. The Yorubas will still come and perform, the Hausas will still come and perform. We will know how they practice their culture because we said we are one Nigeria. So we should be able to know how they practice their own culture and then we know how we practice our own culture too. By special grace of God, this is the 10th year of this carnival. Started in 2014. This is 2024. So it's 10 years old now. I can alone in a chokai, but confiding the Caronesia Bata. Can take care a little back. This carnival, I never thought we done at the year 2014. That year 2014, I do carnival. I be there on Easter Sunday. Konya be there Bona Yuku. Let His Royal Highness Iwe Moses Nnamdi Okwara Sanya nke mbụ n'Enugu Ọbanwa Autonomous Community bụ ihe nesiri anya si na ọ ga-adị mma na kampụ niile n'Enugu Ọbanwa niile ga-agbakọnata ọnụ n'Enugu steeti ga-agbakọnata ọnụ na Coal Camp bụ isi obodo Enugu steeti maka na ịkpọ Coal City ịkpọ Coal Camp. And I must tell you the truth that the Coal Camp is the first township in Enugu State and the first township in the Eastern Region. By the special grace of God, this year, season 5, that means this carnival has got 10 years old. Who I want to clean the 10 years, I want to clean. I will be here in Bawa, over in 2020. As new boy, I went up a slow, but I don't know why can about pandemic and about COVID-19. I went about him. We follow government instruction. I get shallow. Gabu carnival that work. But can you point if you have like this carnival now attract more than 100 and something thousand people in Coal Camp. In order not to help to separate the disease of the virus bacteria, I wear about him. We run 2022. I wear make kind of season 4. Type of don organism. We run 2025. I wear Pacolita. And go over one. Wear Pacolita. Like this year, Gabu. Odo.
Coal Camp is said to be a united community which inhabits Ndi Igbo, Ndi Yoruba, and Ndi Hausa, inspiring the people to organize a festival that further unifies them and promotes their different cultures. From lively music and dance to captivating masquerades and mouth-watering dishes, the carnival is always a feast to behold.
Governor of Enugu State.
There was so much joy and excitement in the air as in the Coal Camp and their visitors enjoyed great feasting, networking, bonding, and fun.
My name is Badman Derek. Keep watching Afia TV. I love Afia TV. Don't touch that dial. You say?
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on lunch break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next girl store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. It's about that time where we get to vibe, chill, and relax. Welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. Gonna be Friday on the show. It's New Music Friday on the show as well. Guys, I am your host as always. My name is Choco Annie, and I don't do nothing loco because I always stay fly like I'm supposed to. It's a Friday, so you know it's a different kind of vibe right here on the show. Plus, I'll be joined by a very special guest later on the show, so stay tuned for that. And I got a couple of brand new music videos that's out right there right now, so we'll be checking them out on the show as well. Plus, my joke of the day, the behind the scenes part of the show, and the throwback hit song of the day as well. So it promises to be a bang, bang, bang as always. All right, so let's kickstart the show. Fields has got a brand new video, yes, to the song Kamikaze. We'll be checking it out right now. And that's how I welcome you all to the show. So if you're ready, ladies and germs, then let's vibe.
Trap leader ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Trap leader ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀tẹ́ tí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi aráyé o. You better listen to my soul. The music na you ma get o. Only the music na you ma get o. Ṣé gbọ́ o? Help my dream to my fat o. I'm just a young black boy from far away alone.
For all the football you want, starting from 5,100 naira per month.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
But you really can't be. Nobody can. Cause they know they are this. I am this. Nobody can make this. I am blessed. Nobody can feed this me. Nobody can contest me. Cause them know say I am blessed. Nobody can fit test me. Nobody can contest me. Cause they know say I am blessed. Cause me a survivor. Every obstacle in my life I did turn to mine. Yeah, I know me a killer. Every tune me lay me and put me a fit deliver. Some of them think they deserve it than you. A lot of them think they be harder than you. 247 I be grinding on the road. Things where they my they everybody low. Me I'm straight from Lady down to Cali. They be feeling my tunes, look you badly. You can understand it because of the Lord in my life is so outstanding. Nobody can fit test me. Nobody can contest me. Cause them know say I am blessed. I am blessed. Nobody can fit test me. Nobody can contest me. Cause them know say I am blessed.
Yeah, you can't taste the God bless you. You'll never feel when God bless you. From poverty we get rescued. Come from a nice place, pain and struggling tears, make we cry tears. Me win the fight and me conquer all of my fears. Me see Oxley that do it like a night here.
Lord, show me my friends and show me my post. Where I be heading, only God knows. I'm breaking body, I stand in 10 toes. So Jah guide me through the tough. Teach me how to break red love. 21, you know me tryna change the world. Before I so we gotta praise the Lord. I read the Bible, them have been know where I chose. Nobody can fix this.
week. Songs them they on repeat. I am so blessed for it. Prissy Lambo, make you Euro scream. I am so blessed for it.
What you expect to see banga, banga. Look at me, look at me. Hey, make bombs, you God. Make bombs, you God. Signe negwa. Boy, signe negwa. Fine girl, get for it, but to my zone, cable on my own. You get fake, if you body on body when it's going to style. More daisy, more na waka, more booty, more na one kid, I lost in a go, music in a no abakanawa, if a man who do milli. Sit calm with my dark shades on, game space, na man no logo on. Things on things, steady wait to make it put all the bills on me, steady hate to make it go. DRE, yes, I was the VIP, them no boss, them no they ask ID. Galo by 3 now, 1 by 3:30, she too fine, eh? Equamo, make bombs, you God. Equamo, make bombs, you God. Signe negwa. Boy, signe negwa. Oracular persona when I move, giving it my 100, much rock we lose, loud on fire, no I can't lose, my when I'm on a change so. We ain't one who can bebe, them at the pain game who can dead, them space, my capacity energy in FF, then a disrupt game, my back can't say, why you ija, walk I jab and see, east side, do 4 to kind siaba and see, you with a siaba, sian I got link in a Cosiano Bogo, see. I day my lane, right now only me they feel my pain, but I'm now gacha after the rain, can never be denied, it can only delay. Hey, so ne kwamo, se fan ne famo.
For any broke island bachelor.
I thought she have not shown sign of settling down.
Oh, you don't mean it. The power to deliver is available.
I might have a solution.
You take this and spray it twice. Shake the gentleman. Place it on your lips and say the magic word.
I'm worried about you. Why don't you settle down?
See how stupid and dumb you sound?
You, my darling, are unlucky in life.
At wedding, you must not cook jollof. You can eat small chops.
Afrive is more than just a film festival. It's a transformative platform where African cinema shines and cultures connect. It's a space where storytelling transcends boundaries, fostering exchange between nations and communities. Afrif presents Indigenous 2.0 Global. Cultural wealth to global prosperity, ensuring African stories resonate far and wide to enrich the world. Afrif offers the key to unlock new markets and audience, making sure your voice is heard. 3rd to 9th November 2024. Venue, the Afrif Hub, the Palms Mall, Lekki, Lagos. Lights, camera, action.
I know myself. Your waistline belebe. I like you know they do kiss and tell. I know they joke for her. You the one I won't give belly. Hey, look at me. I'm a little matter. I don't fall like Jericho. Wall of Jericho. I don't go let you go. I'm gonna hello your telephone. I don't fall like Jericho. Wall of Jericho. I don't go let you go. I'm gonna hello your telephone. Darling, darling. For me, jail put me for you, panty. Shock me like a mouse body. Yeah, darling, darling. For me, jail put me for you, panty. Shock me like a mouse body. Hello, my dear. Baby, I know myself. Your waistline belebe. I like you know they do kiss and tell. I know they joke for her. You the one I won't give belly. Hey, look at me. I'm a little matter. I don't fall like Jericho. Wall of Jericho. I don't go let you go. I'm gonna hello your telephone. I don't fall like Jericho. Wall of Jericho. I don't go let you go. I'm gonna hello your telephone. Darling, darling, for me, jail put me for you, panty. Shock me like a mouse body. Yeah, darling, darling, for me, jail put me for you, panty. Shock me like a mouse body.
Back to the show. That was a dance performance video for Techno's Jericho. Such a great song, and big shout outs to the dancers as well. I think they did an amazing job. Meanwhile, guys, it's gonna be Friday on the show. It's New Music Friday, and it's Anything Can Happen on the Show Friday. Coming up next, we'll be going behind the scenes with brand new Davido. Yes, it has got YG Marley on this one. It's called Wuket, video directed by Zaps, and we'll be checking out everything that went down behind the scenes of that particular video, and then how the video was made, and then we'll check out the video itself, and I'll be right back. Don't forget, I still got a very special guest joining me on my Oche for today. Yes, and our throwback hit song of the day, and our joke of the day, still somewhere along the line. So stay tuned for that and many more banging videos on the show. But for now, behind the scenes with Davido, YG Marley, Wuket. Let's check it out.
boy Daps, aka Flex God Daps, here in Lagos. My first music video ever in Nigeria, surprisingly. So we're here on set for Davido, Awuke featuring YG, Marley. So yes, it's day 2, 2-day shoot. Yesterday we shot the bikers scenes on the road with the Okada riders. Then we had a stationary scene with them as well against the pink wall. After that we had a beach party. So both scenes involve both artists and the lead models. Today is their solo scenes, including the lead models as well. We're here in TBS area. So yeah, looking good so far. We've got some great shots, got some great content, great footage. Hopefully we finish strong. We've still got a lot to go. And then after that, we will be doing YG's scene outside in the market. But yeah, fingers crossed for a good shoot and a good edit.
Hi guys, my name is Femi Dapson. I'm the producer of this project, the music video for the video featuring YG Mali Awuke. Was shooting in Lagos over the course of 2 days. Doing something like this, bringing Davido, an artist on that level, one of the biggest artists in Africa, to Lagos Island for a music video. It's tedious, it's challenging, but big shout out to the cast and crew. With their help, we've been able to make everything run smoothly. This video is directed by Dabs. Dabs is a very, very great creative director. I've been seeing his stuff for a very long time now, and being able to finally work with him and collaborate with him on this project has been amazing. The most challenging part of this video for me was taking YG Mali to the market, to be in the midst of everyday people and shoot that shot and have everybody do what they're doing like every normal day people, The fun thing about David is that he's down for whatever challenge. If you say, yo, let's enter the street and drive bike in Lagos Island and let's just drive the bike around, he's down for that. Yo, let's hang you up from the crane and do the suspension thing, then he's down for that. So he's ready to actually put he puts his art into the craft, and you can tell, and that's just amazing to see.
Hi, my name is Uduak. I'm the car stylist for the shoot, Davido featuring YG Mali. It's been a wonderful experience. I mean, it's Davido and directed by Dabs, which is an OG in the game. The styling is impeccable. The makeup, the hair, everything is so on point, and yeah, I'm waiting for that good video out.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm the DOP on